Good evening, everybody. Welcome to League of Extraordinary Inventors. I'm your host, Mike from Faraday Research. It is Free Energy Friday. It is Friday, December 19th, 2025. We're just right around the corner from Christmas, and hope everybody's doing well and getting that last bit of Christmas shopping done. And the big race to next week, and we'll start our holidays, and should be lots of fun. I hope everybody. I'll say it now. I hope everybody has a blessed Christmas and a happy New Year. And next week, when is what's Friday next week? What date is that? Is that Boxing Day? I think it's Boxing Day, isn't it?
The day
If
after
it's
Christmas.
Boxing, yeah, Christmas lands on a Thursday this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the deal is, I guess if it's Boxing Day, we can do a show because, like, if it landed on Christmas, I'd probably say we wouldn't do a show. But if it's Boxing Day, a lot of people just kind of hang out at home and recover. So yeah, let me just check my calendar here. Yeah, so Boxing Day is the 26th. So yeah, we'll do a show on Boxing Day. I think everybody will be mellowed out from the Christmas eating and all that kind of drinking and all that kind of stuff. We'll have a good night and we'll do a show and so we'll take it from there. I kind of did a post on our group board this week that I made a breakthrough on the battery technology. So I'll talk about that a little bit tonight. We got Nathan on with us. We got Lulu, and we have Mr. Late tonight, Philip.
Yeah, I was actually eating at a restaurant, so I just
Oh, were you?
my mommy came to visit me in Montreal, so we went to a nice
Nice.
restaurant. I had all the seafood and the fancy stuff, but I said, well, I got to be there for your show, so you know,
You
I'm not
ditched
gonna.
mom for us.
Yeah, she's
Where's
she's
your mother?
she's so she has to catch up with me because I was running, so now
Right.
she's coming back home by
Your mother doesn't live
slowly,
in Montreal.
Sorry?
Your mother doesn't live in Montreal, or
No, she live in Gatineau next to Ottawa.
oh, okay.
So she
Wait,
came to visit me. Now next week I'm the one who's gonna go to Gatineau because my brother and my friend, well my brother, my cousin's wife, because my cousin passed away, so his wife is going to be there with his son and some uncle. So we're gonna party still next week in Gatineau. So I'm just
was it?
just warming up.
I was
I'm
yeah.
I'm just
I
warming
was
up.
briefly
Sorry.
I was briefly in Gatineau when I went to Ottawa there years
Okay.
ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's a government worker city. There's everybody that lives there works for the government, so it's kind of.
yeah,
He used to be the crime capital of Canada
really.
because everybody would street fight all the time back in the 90s. So that's why it was kind of a standard to know how to street fight back in the 90s. So that's why I'm doing martial arts, because everybody was fighting. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
find that kind of surprising in Gatineau. It was like that bad.
well, yeah, because the bars were closing at 3 o'clock in the morning,
Oh,
and in Ontario
okay.
they were closing at 1, and everybody from Ottawa would come to Hall, cross the border,
Right.
come to Hall, and
Yeah.
mix with alcohol. You would have fights all over the place. So
Things you
so
learn.
that's why that's why for me it's kind of I thought it was like life was made like that. I thought it was normal. But when I got out of there, I realized, well, no, That's not life. That's not normal
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, a lot of people from there, they're a lot of them are doing UFCs, and they got a good martial art training center there. They, they,
Right.
there's always good martial arts training center because everybody wants to fight still, even if it's not as bad as it used to be. People are still like that, so
Yeah.
it's pretty funny.
Times change, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, getting back on topic here. So anybody who's just joined the chat now, next Friday is December 26th. It's Boxing Day. So I've decided we're going to do a show on Boxing Day. Like if Christmas landed on the Friday, which it doesn't, uh, then I would say no show. But because it lands on Boxing Day and everybody's kind of like mellowed out after the Christmas feast, I figure, you know what? Yeah, we'll do a show on Boxing Day. So next week there is a show. So if you want to join us, that'd be great. Live chat is open. Hi, hey Ben, how's it going?
Hello. How's everybody?
Merry- Awesome.
Eh,
Merry Christmas.
we're
If we haven't, hope
Hey,
your
Ben.
holiday is good and merry. So
so
yeah, yeah. So what I'm going to do is we'll start off with Philip. We'll get Philip's stuff done, and then I'll talk about my breakthrough and my battery tech, and then we'll
well, it's
go
all
from there.
breakthroughs, it's all big. Got breakthroughs too. So since 2 weeks ago, it's all a series of breakthroughs. So welcome
Yeah,
to the club, brother.
yeah, yeah. Well,
everybody's breaking ice, it seems.
Yeah,
yeah, sometimes you get into a bit of a rut on a project sometimes, and you kind of have to like let it simmer for a while, and then go back to it, and then something
yeah,
will click, you know. And I had that click happen last week, and I did a prototype, and it worked the very first try. So I'm
nice,
like, yeah, I'm on the right track.
nice.
Awesome. Yeah.
So yeah, so yeah, so let's start off as we usually do with Philip, and we'll go from there.
All right, sounds good. So I'm gonna share my screen here. Share screen. Entire screen. All right. All right. So yeah. So I'm not gonna talk about Scott Steiner here. So so I following the free fall experiment that I showed 2 weeks ago, that I clearly get a slower acceleration for a magnetic ball, neodymium, charged neodymium, not charged, but a new magnetic neodymium sphere of 1 inch. Uh, it was clearly not only falling slower than the normal metallic chrome steel ball, but depending on the polarity, which polarity was facing the ceiling, then I would get different acceleration too, varying from 7.8 to 8.8 meters per second square. So not only it's very slower than 9.8 meters per second squared, but the polarity also makes a difference. So I bought a little balance here that can measure the weight, the direct weight of the neodymium ball based on its polarity, and it goes down to 1 milligram. So it's plus minus 5 milligram, let's say the precision. And right now, on one side, I clearly measure 64.695 grams. And if I flip the orientation of the ball, then I don't get the exact same weight. I get a slightly different weight, 64.566 gram. So there's around 30 milligrams difference right there.
Why would that be? Because it's all in the same mass. That's weird.
Yeah, because that's because there's a a magnetic field. It's like an acceleration. That's what it is.
Or how about the say like the charge density on the North Pole versus the South Pole? Would be the North Pole a stronger energy density per square meter versus the South Pole? Like
No,
I
it's
don't
the
know.
same energy density, but the sign is negated.
Hmm.
So one goes in one direction. So the bottom of the magnet goes into the ball, and the top of the magnet goes outside the ball. You know what I mean? There's some sort of direction. So there's
So
the
it
mag.
could be a vector coming from the side
Yeah,
that would be an
exactly.
influence.
That's
Ah,
what it is. That's kind of a vector that goes in one direction.
huh.
You found it
Interesting.
spot on, and because like I was saying earlier, is it this one? Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, any electric field, magnetic field, gravitomagnetic field can be converted into a gravitoelectric field, which is standard acceleration, standard meters per second square. That's what it is. It's very simple. So you have a magnetic field. You divide by square root of the Coulomb's constant by the gravitational constant, and you multiply it by c, and because the electric field equals the magnetic field times the speed of light right here, and
Right.
the
Now, would that figure go off because we all know the speed of light is an arbitrary constant? It's not always that speed. There's a variation, right?
yeah, good, excellent point. I was hoping you would not ask this question.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Stupid
it's not.
me.
Yeah, it's not a constant, but an approximation. Let's put it that way. Um, so it's kind of a because what it is, it's the result of a positron and an electron. The charge of the positron and the charge of the electron mixed together will give the speed of light. So the speed of light can be derived with the charge of the positron and the electron, and clearly they're constant, but that's why the speed of light is constant, because it's unless you change the charge of an electron, then the speed of light will change as well. Um, and so yeah, so that's the thing. So you either have to divide or multiply by square root of the Coulomb's constant divided by the gravitational constant, or you multiply or divide by c to interchange between the magnetic, the electric, the magnetic, the gravitoelectric, or the gravitoelectric field. So the gravitoelectric field is the standard acceleration, the gravitational acceleration, or so it's
Right.
very simple. And so whenever you have a magnetic field, you're gonna have there's a gravitational acceleration component in it, because there's energy in it, and they all share, they all are energetic fields, so they have all this in common. And I debated that with the mailing list I have with all the APEC top physicists, and now I have Michael Boyd is replying, and Curtis Horn. finally replying, but
I'm surprised Michael Boyd
they gonna
hasn't
have-
replied to. Sorry.
sorry,
Oh no, you're good.
I didn't understand any of you. What did you say?
Yeah.
No, go
I'm
ahead.
Go ahead, Ben. Go.
Oh, I was just wondering if APEC invited you back on their show yet.
No, I'm done with APEC. I'm just in their chat because in their APEC chat because I guess I made friends over there over the last 4 years.
Make friends.
But yeah, but they don't say anything. You know, every time I post something cool, they don't reply. But when I say something stupid, then everybody replies. So that gives you an idea of the IQ level I'm dealing with.
Level.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. But I'm surprised Michael Boyd, because you've, as far as I know, you've talked with Michael Boyd several times, and you guys never had an issue over anything.
No, Michael Boyd is fine. Curtis Horn as well. It's just that I find it. Michael Boyd is a physicist, but he doesn't have a PhD.
Right.
Curtis Horn has a PhD, but all these PhD they don't want to admit they're wrong or anything. But that's what I said in the last message. You know, I sent them a message saying, you know, I'm not there to show off or anything, to show off my experiment. I'm there to warn you that these are the results I get, and I do it for free. So if you don't join me, then you'll get eaten by the jungle. You know.
The big thing with me in the scholars, right? You got all these physicists. They say, "Oh yeah, we're people of science," but they don't want to push the boundaries. They want to stay in the confines. They want to stay in the confines of what they've been.
They want to stay in their comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, the comfort zone, exactly.
They don't want to challenge anything because it's sacrilegious.
I know.
I had a question about your experiment. If you through the magnet, does it choose a pole if it was in constant free fall? Does it choose?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so because it's hard to say because it might rotate slightly because they are racks. You know, the electromagnets were on racks, so it might, if it hits the rack a little bit, then it's gonna start rotating. So that's why it's hard to have the ball not rotating at all. So, but a few times I did it. I did it a few times, and they didn't seem to be rotating that much. But I don't think it's not like a cat.
I'm not asking about like rotation. I'm saying like in physics, does it choose a side if it's like, let's say you're dropping it, I don't know, miles and miles, from, would it choose a particular orientation, side, or would it still constantly rotate, or at the end would it stabilize into, one pole or the other?
There's a weak, as you know, the Earth has a weak magnetic field, so it's like a compass. It weakly tends to act like a compass, but it takes time, and it takes time to orient itself with the Earth's magnetic field. So in my case, when I was practicing the free fall experiment, it would last for 0.8 seconds. So it doesn't have time to rotate at all. You know what I mean? It's not going to adapt to the Earth's magnetic field. So, but yeah, it's nobody said anything in the mailing list regarding the free fall experiment, but I think it was more valuable, that experiment, than the little balance, the little weight, the asymmetric weight experiment that I just did. But anyways,
maybe too, because that the free fall experiment was done by Boyd Bushman. All those guys on APEC, I guess, kind of look at him as like a god kind of figure. You know what I mean? So if Boyd Bushman did it, it's got to be valid. So
Yeah, but no, nobody really replicated this experiment yet, and nobody, because there's so many experiments out there. Who's right? You don't know who's right and who's wrong. You gotta redo it. You gotta put value into the theoretically into this experiment first, and then you say,
Yeah.
well, all right, that seems legit, so I'm gonna try it myself. And but clearly I didn't do all the what's his name, the guy from Vancouver, the you remember his name? What's his name again? The
what? You're not talking about Michael Boyd?
no, the guy from Vancouver. They used to live in Vancouver. That did a whole
Hutchison?
bunch of. Sorry.
Hutchison?
Yeah,
Hutchison?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't do any of his experiment because uh, nothing from my calculation leads to his stuff. But Boyd Bushmit, I did it, and he was right. I'm confirming it. I did it 40 times.
Yeah.
You know.
You figure after 40 times, it's pretty conclusive.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I did the regressions of the graphs, and the camera was going at 400 and 240 frames per second. I mean, what more precise can how more precise can it be?
Yeah, that's good.
Right on.
So yeah, exactly, Hutchison. So
So,
yeah, that was my part, and I'll let you guys go with your just well, I'll let you go, Mike, with your
well,
groundbreaking stuff.
we'll go across the bottom here. How about Ben? You got some stuff you want to share with us, or
Yeah, 'cause I'm not gonna stay too long. I just got a couple of quick updates.
all right?
We have Malcolm Bendel should be returning for another episode of the Bendel Report Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll be a really special episode because we're gonna try to have on Roland Perry and maybe anybody else from his team that he can get on hand. So,
Right on. So
it'll-
is he
yeah,
getting
it'll
more
be-
validation? Is he getting
uh,
more validation, or
he's still being ignored largely, but yeah, there are private companies that are coming to him. He's making deals, he's signing contracts, so things are moving on that front. Yeah.
yeah?
And he just definitely he closed a bunch of deals recently on his birthday on the
Right.
9th. So
Right on.
yeah, he's gonna have I forget one of the major car companies is gonna pair up with him to fund.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one of his fundraising mechanisms. Is he's gonna attach a little
Yeah.
device to you charge a subscription fee to save money on your gas by utilizing like a thunderstorm generator type deal. So it'll be pretty fun to see that.
Yeah, it's interesting how these guys like to market this stuff. So, yeah, they're gonna like totally commercialize the hell out of this thing, right? To make it
Yeah, and that's how it'll spread fast.
Yeah,
Hopefully at
but
least.
yeah, but the thing is, now you're paying for a technology that you could actually make yourself and get it for free, and you'll
Sure.
have
Yeah.
and then you're going to have an internal combustion engine that doesn't put out all the CO2 emissions and all the hydrocarbons and all that stuff. But you got to pay for it, so it's like you're paying like a carbon tax on the technology to get the
Yeah. And ideally, Malcolm wouldn't want to do it that way, but it's a fundraising mechanism for furthering his other devices that he wants to get out there. But we all have our ways of making money. But honestly, as long as it saves people money in the long run, I think it'll be okay. As long as it's not like like deceiving somebody, into thinking that they're saving money when they're not. But I don't think it'll be a situation like that.
There's another inventor, Walt Jenkins. He was doing a water fuel technology. He passed away this year.
Oh wow!
Kind of sad, and he was doing some pretty amazing things. Actually, to the point of actually better than the thunderstorm generator because there is no actual fuel in the engine, it's all done by water.
So Malcolm
it
said
would
that there
be-
was a couple of people who died like all around the same time
Yeah.
this year.
yeah,
Well,
so
there was also this MIT professor that got assassinated
Yeah,
because he
that guy
was
too. The plasma,
fusion guy.
yeah, plasma fusion expert.
and they did find
Yeah, so
the criminal. Yet.
Yeah, so that's kind of scary to see that some people seem to be still getting knocked off. I thought
it's
that trend was
unfortunate.
gonna end.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because we talked about it last time on the Bendel report, and I'll put the link in the chat for anybody who wants to see it. We had like a 6.5 hour conversation, so we talked about some of that stuff, and you know, he goes into his opinions about the subjects. So I think you guys will be enjoying that conversation. But yeah, no, it's kind of scary.
to know.
Do you guys think
But-
we've achieved
Yeah, it's disturbing.
predicting the future in technology, and it's hidden, and that's why they're taking these erratic actions, and you know,
Well, what do you
making.
think this AI is doing?
I think
this AI is doing it.
I think it's predicting the future, and so because it could do like computation at the speed of light, so it could do like generation causality of things.
Yeah.
And they're
And
not liking where it's ending up, so they're like canceling the people that are implicated through their technology. They're limiting them,
Yeah.
so yeah. But I think they have achieved you know predicting the future. Not 100% accuracy, but very close to 100%.
Well, I think it's going to get really kind of interesting. I think in the next 2 to 4 years, if they get general intelligence, that's when things are going to get really kind of weird, because general intelligence will get to almost that singularity type point where it'll computate, data at an, crazy rate of speed, and to predict stuff that might come up, the accuracy of its predictions are going to get greater and greater, to the point where it's almost like, like the genie in the bottle kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Oh, I apologize. I don't know why I put the link in the chat and it just like sent like 3 at a time. And it just spammed the whole chat.
That's
I don't know why.
Yeah,
It does it to me too.
I apologize.
we have got a glitch. Yeah. So that's really cool, Ben. I just find it kind of funny. Some of these guys are getting knocked off. The MIT guy, Walt Jenkins, died, and there was the other guy, I forget his name. But it seemed like all of them were working on, either fusion or the replacement for fossil fuel. So
the MIT guy was working on solar energy that he could replicate in a tokamak on the Earth. So he was able to fuel like a whole country for the next 10 years, something like that.
Oh yeah, well, I'd be in witness protection at that point if I was doing that. You're on the list. Like, a whole country? Yeah, you're on the list, buddy.
It's like, I came up with a great idea, but now I got to worry about somebody knocking me off.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look at people who get anything above like 21% efficiency on a solar panel.
Well, that's
definitely
pretty much law. That's patent law.
Yeah. I like to imagine a different scenario. I like to imagine that they gave them the option of seeing the machine of the future, or continuing their path and what's going to happen. And, I still believe that there are civilization on Mars and some on the moon, and it's hidden from us. And I just think these people go there. It's it's an easier form to get away from deciding this or that.
I think I have a little bit of a different take on the Mars thing. I think there was a civilization there a long time ago. And what happened was they met their demise by nuclear war. And what was left of that society migrated to our planet, and that's why you have ancient structures on Mars that kind of replicate some of the stuff on our planet.
That
And
makes sense.
more and more, and I think this is going to be part of the disclosure, if the disclosure is going to happen, that they're going to come up say, yeah, we found, by the way, a few pyramids on Mars, and they're not natural, and we seem to have the same shit here on our planet. So
Yeah.
then we're kind of piecing back that there could have been a cataclysm, and what was left of that civilization had to leave because the planet was basically dying, and the closest neighboring planet was us, and yeah, stuff like that.
Speaking of
So
disclosure, what do you think Steven Spielberg's new movie is going to be about?
I kind of like that trailer. I like that trailer. I don't know how, but the whole show's going to be like, but I don't know. I kind of really enjoyed that trailer. It was kind of creepy in a way, right? Almost like
Yeah.
I didn't actually see the trailer. I saw the promo that they displayed in like Times Square or something, where it was like this creepy like countdown timer.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. You can see the latest trailer drop, and it looked pretty cool. It kind of, it wasn't like it was alien. It seemed more like paranormal, like
Interesting.
like ghosts or something like that. But maybe there's a connection there between the two. I don't know. Well, let's see. The movie's supposed to be released in the summer of 2026. So
There was somebody
nice.
in the comment section saying that in a video somewhere saying that they knew a friend who was who worked with Spielberg, who was like an executive with Spielberg at one point, and he said that the CIA came to Spielberg and wanted him to put extraterrestrial themes in his movies to get people used to the idea.
Yeah, that's 100% sure. Yep.
I believe it.
Encounters of the Third Kind. That was movies he did.
Jacques Vallée.
Stanley Kubrick was another guy that they kind of pushed towards making movies in that realm. And even Stanley Kubrick actually came out on camera and admitted that the moon landings were all done by him. It was all
interesting.
Yeah. He goes, he said to the camera with a straight face and said, well, in this case, the conspiracy theory guys, you got it right this time. You got it right this time. It was 100% faked. And man, he went paranoid after that.
Hey, we got Victor Sears in chat. Hey, Victor, how you doing?
Right on.
Yeah. By the way, if everybody gets assassinated for solar energy, it's a good thing people think I'm a crank because I've got the solution for antimatter.
One more thing before I take off because I can't stay, but we're going to be doing I was invited to give a presentation lecture on synthetic AC and field cavitation on January 10th for the Water Tribe community. So we'll have more information on that soon. But that's all I got for you this evening.
Very cool. Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Nice.
Good job.
So, I guess we'll go to me now. So,
nice.
I've been working on this battery project for probably about the last 3 years. Working on, put it aside for a while, put it on the bench, and then go back to it, back and forth. And sometimes you hit like a little bit of a rut, so you just kind of get a little discouraged with it, right? So last week I kind of had one of those interesting dreams and came up with the idea is trying to come up with a solid state electrolyte for the power cell technology. And I built a prototype last weekend and I had success. It worked.
Nice.
Not only that it worked to the point where it sustained the voltage better than the other prototypes I've built up to this point. Number two, it also is rechargeable. I can actually charge these if I wish. So
That's
usually
cool.
the sustained standing voltage is between 1.7 to 1.85 volts. So if I decide to put a charge in it, it goes up to 2.67 volts. So I could have a little battery about this big, about 2 inches square. I could power LED lights with that one, with that tiny little cell. So, and it holds the charge for quite a while. Actually, it kind of has similar characteristics like a capacitor. So you would charge it up, and over a few days, the capacitor would naturally start to decharge itself, discharge. So this kind of acts similar to that, almost like a capacitor in a way.
Mm.
So it took about 3 days from it going from 2.67 volts back to about 1.8 volts. So it held the charge for 72 hours, which is pretty cool for my very first prototype with the new solid state electrolyte. So I did a lot of digging on it, and it turned out 3 items that I used in my solid state electrolyte are dead on and are currently in development with several other companies out there. So, and I didn't even know this. It was just intuition that I put these 3 elements into the electrolyte, and it worked right away. So now there's one more that I have to get, and I have to order it, and it's actually quite expensive, and that might take me over the top. So a small bag of it is about $130 Canadian. So I have to. It's a nanoparticle, and if I add this nanoparticle to the electrolyte, I'm going to get quite a bit better yields and current in the charge in the battery. So yeah, so my battery, I got a kind of feeling good with the battery again. I kind of got my juices flowing with the battery idea. So I'll be working on that definitely in the Christmas break for sure. And maybe I might show some prototypes there in the new year. So that's
Can
kind of my
you improve its efficiency?
several things. Efficiency. Now I can recharge it at will, where before I kind of worried about putting a charge on it. So now it will hold a standing charge of 1.8 volts. And if I do wish to charge it, I can. And just that tiny 2 inch square that I built, it was holding 2.67 volts at 40 milliamps. So enough to run a very large LED light, actually a couple of them. And so I was able to, get some pretty good results on my very first prototype with this new electrolyte. Now, the last but not least, it's solid state. I don't have to worry about electrolyte drying out
Mm.
to boot, this electrolyte does not deteriorate my active element, my reactive metal that I've chosen for the cell. It doesn't degrade it. Actually,
Oh wow.
to the point where, say, originally I would get maybe 10 years out of it. I would say almost more than double it now in years
Nice. I'd
lifespan.
say that's a significant improvement.
Yeah, because it's solid state. There's no physical, um, you could say, like corrosion happening on the surface of the reactive metal. Like where
Yeah.
lithium is actually more unstable than, say, like magnesium. So my first choice would be magnesium because it is a more stable element. And when you compare charge density of lithium ion versus, say, magnesium is actually very high. It's over 3,000 milliamps per hour. It's one of the highest charge densities of reactive metals. That's why, I like working with magnesium. Number one, it comes from the earth. It's very abundant. It's very light. Uh, it's just it's like aluminum. There's so much aluminum in the earth, right? we're never going to run out of it. The same thing with magnesium. There's so much magnesium in the Earth's crust. You know, we combine that stuff, and there is a way too of actually regenerating magnesium using a laser technology. A guy in Japan, I believe, came up with the method where he could take oxidized magnesium and bring it back to its natural state where the oxidation's been completely removed from it. So it's almost like a recycling of a magnesium. So that's why I've kind of really pushed the magnesium, because number one, everybody else is using everything but magnesium. I'm going, what are you thinking, guys? Magnesium doesn't heat up like say like lithium ion. So with if you use lithium ion, you got a thermo issue right off the bat, right?
Hmm.
So why try using the next available element on the periodic table is magnesium in the group 2 metals, right? Magnesium's the next one down the road. And then after that, I believe it's aluminum and then zinc and goes on from there. So magnesium is a great choice for batteries. But if you get the right electrolyte, you don't have to worry about the oxidation and degradation of magnesium if you have the right electrolyte. And that's what I think I've done. So,
yeah, it sounds like you've significantly improved the system too overall, like added functionality, like the recharging ability and all that. That's really good to hear.
Stability.
Yeah.
That's the big one. Because lithium is great, but it's very unstable. It gets hit.
True, it is very unstable. It's dangerous.
Yeah, if it gets hit or gets punctured, you got a friggin' bomb there. It's gonna run
Yeah,
away.
What's that chemical that's in TNT? Is that shit, I'm having a brain fart here. When TNT sweats, it gets old. It sweats out nitroglycerin. You got to be really careful transporting.
Right.
It's very reactive.
Yeah, it's reactive and it creates a lot of heat. That's what lithium is.
Yeah.
Like, I got a question here. Mike, tunneling is in the cell. Yes, definitely there is tunneling in the cell. Now, the key to the cell is, the other thing too, I like to mention about the electrolyte that I have developed. It is solid state, but it also is a separator all in one. So you don't have to put a separation layer. That electrolyte has been engineered to act as a separator and electrolyte at the same time. So I don't have to put another barrier. It's basically plate, electrolyte, and then plate, and that's it. 3 components. That's it. You don't need a separator because the electrolyte I've engineered actually works like a separator as well as an electrolyte built into one. And it works 100%. So I got a couple of prototypes I've been, dabbling around with. So yeah, really exciting stuff. So I'm on the right track with this solid state electrolyte. I think that's the key to making, if you're using, say, anything but, a lithium ion, you use magnesium. It has the highest charge density per gram over any other reactive metal out there without blowing up. Magnesium does have a flash point of 900 degrees C, but where are you going to get 900 degrees? You have to have it in a friggin' blast furnace for it to, go up in flames, right?
Yeah, when we set it on fire in lab experiments in school, it was like using one of those torch. Yeah.
You're going to be there with a torch, deliberately putting a torch to your battery. No, I don't think that's going to happen. But
no, that's. I think it's a viable replacement. To be honest, lithium is by all standards very unstable. So
it always has been, and they've never perfected it. Now, what they're trying to do now is there's been a big push on the sodium battery, which I have no problems with.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, the sodium batteries coming out of CATL in China. It's in full production now, and they're putting it in their cars. Number one, because stability, Cost of manufacturing compared to lithium ion is about 25% cheaper. So it doesn't have the highest charge density compared to lithium, but when it comes to cost savings and stability and salt, how much salt is on this planet?
Yeah, and it's
Tons.
not as dangerous to mine as lithium either.
Exactly. It's very abundant, right? So, yeah. So right now, the big thing out of China is definitely um, the sodium batteries. But I think there are a couple of universities working with magnesium. Actually, one not too far from where I live. They've actually put out some white paper notes from the university there, and I kind of been watching what they've been doing, and they're on the right track. They're kind of working with an element that a lot of people just kind of seem to be pushing aside. So um, I'm definitely one of the guys that are, working with this stuff. So I think there's definitely potential because magnesium has a high energy density, really high. I think it's 3,000 milliamp hour per gram. It's extremely high. It's actually better than lithium. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with that. Um, yeah,
Right on.
I'll show some stuff probably in the new year. Some prototypes that I'm working on. Actually, better yet, hold on. Give me, bear with me here for 1 sec. It's not very big, and it's very thin. There it is. There. Hold on, I'll just take off my background here so you can actually see it better. Oh yeah, there. So that's the cell there. And the solid state electrolyte, that's it. And I just basically just slap it right on there. It's dry, and I got 1.8 volts. That's it. Simple as that.
Yeah, very simple.
I can charge this up to 2.67 volts, and it'll hold it for 3 days.
I like how thin it is too.
Yeah, it's paper thin. It's about maybe 1 centimeter thick.
Yeah, that means you can stack a lot of them.
Yeah, very stackable, very modular. And the other thing too is
That's cool.
I want to get this down to a point where I could actually spray on the electrolyte and then get it down to maybe about a couple nanometers thick, because you get more current when the anode and cathode are closer together. The closer you get them together without touching, that's where the tunneling takes place, and you get a lot of current. So this one here, I think they're about
that's cool.
3. Yeah, so the electrolyte, the solid state one that I have right now is about maybe 2 to 3 millimeters. If I could get it down to less than 1 millimeter thick, then I got something special. So I'm on the right track with this. So
yeah, that's really cool.
Very cool.
So are you gonna have a new prototype second this January 2nd?
Like, well, this is it. It already works. Like I have it already, right? So what I want to do is I want to get the solid state electrolyte into the way I apply it, the way I actually put it together, the actual method. And what I'd like to do is get the graphite plate on the ground and spray on the electrolyte. Then it dries on the graphite with maybe, I'm hoping I could get it down to a 0.5 millimeter thick. And if I can get a consistent layer that's very, very thin, and the way it's built, I don't need a separator with this. The separator is actually part of the electrolyte. Then the closer it is, I get a lot more current, a lot more quantum tunneling takes place in the cell. So, yeah.
Do you have that vapor machine? Like
yes,
you could.
I do.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I have 2 diffusers going right now. My allergies were so bad. I've gone through like a half a box of freaking Kleenex because my allergies went so bad. But yeah, the diffuser thing, I was thinking about that as an application method, if I could put the electrolyte in the diffuser and put the plate where the diffuser is, and the diffuser would just kind of rain the mist onto the plate, and then it would stick and it would dry. So if I can get that layer down to less than a millimeter thick, then the the cell's going to operate at way higher potentials, way higher current, power, energy density, everything. Yeah, so it's kind of conductive binder. Well, that's part of it. I've already found the conductive binder. I ordered some stuff on Amazon, and I was telling Nathan this before the show. I live in an apartment complex, right? So I get my Amazon package, and I had copper conductive grease on order. You can only get it from China. So I ordered this stuff because I wanted to experiment with it. So I get it. The package arrives on my front door, and then by the time I got home that day, somebody freaking stole the package. I'm like,
Wow.
You serious?
Horse pirate.
Weeks, 3 weeks to get it.
They want to do the experiment for you. At least they need to share the results.
Maybe the Men in Black stole my package.
We'll keep an eye out for anybody who publishes any results in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a channel that you could call them or contact them. They'll like rig up a package that like does like sprays people, and they put GPS on it, and like like catch it. Yeah, like that. Like you should tell them like like you
I'll
have a
start doing
package.
some shorts. I'll start doing shorts on my channel and go, yeah, the Men in Black just stole my Amazon package. I'm pissed. Oh, man. Only me, right? But, yeah. What can I do? I waited 3 weeks for the freaking grease to come in. And somebody's using it as probably like makeup or something, and they don't realize because it comes in like a little. It comes in a little jar, right? It comes in a little jar. It looks like makeup or something you can put on. So somebody's putting on freaking grease on their face right now. Oh my god! Only me.
Well, guys, it's been real fun. I gotta take off, but I'll be back next week for the next episode.
All right,
Merry Christmas.
Have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you guys. I'm sure I'll see you at some point next week. So
Awesome.
All right. Take care.
Oh man, that's terrible. Using the grease on their face.
They probably can't read it. They're like, oh, what the hell is this? Okay, it's paint. Hopefully they don't put it in their eye. That won't be a good thing.
It's a replacement for the Vaseline.
Oh, oh my god!
They're greasing their bearings with it.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! Use it for other things.
Yeah, it was highly conductive. All right.
Yeah,
the lights are going off in the room as they're doing.
Oh my god! I could go off on this one. Oh my god! I got so many dirty ideas in my mind right now. I could talk about that stuff. Oh god!
Oh, it's terrible.
I'll keep it PG.
Oh, John says it could be lip gloss.
Yeah, lip gloss. Yeah. It's not going to smell very good, that's for sure. Oh my god.
Oh wow! I tell you,
lipstick, lip gloss. Use it for suppository or something. Oh my god.
Let's talk about 3i Atlas. Today's the closest day.
Sorry, Lulu. I'm just gonna zip out for a cigarette. Yeah, do the 3i Atlas thing. I think there's some updates on it. I heard a lot of amateur guys are kind of still tracking this thing, and they're coming up with different data than what's actually being shown.
It's exactly 1 month late now. You know, it was supposed to be here in November.
No, I think like, well, it did get here in November, but right now it's the closest to Earth, 1.8 astronomical units.
That's
Uh,
today.
yeah. So today's the closest pair. I think they call it the perihelion, but it's doing something that physics supposedly cannot. And this is according to Avilo. It doubled in size overnight. It was about 2.4, something miles long. Now it's like a 5 point, almost 8 miles long.
Do you have any
And
explanation?
no one, according to physics, there's no explanation. It's new physics. And so what exactly I predicted that it is like the emission that it threw out to the atmosphere is affecting our gravitational field around Earth. So now we're starting to feel that effect. um you know hmm,
It's interesting.
Very interesting.
What's happening to our field around the Earth? Did they say?
It's getting bombarded by the emissions that it was shedding, like ice crystals, like water. A lot of water.
Hmm.
Now it's like it's hitting our ozone layer. Our atmosphere. I don't know if it's a bad thing or it's a good thing because it's water. It's
Oh, it
ice
could be that
crystals.
transpermia thing where you know what I mean. Alien
Yeah,
life form inside of the water comes to our Earth. That'd be cool.
yeah.
I think unless we're extinct by then.
I I don't know. I don't know. Just imagine if like a new group of species, new life, that they're, you know, mixing into our oceans, into our water, and they, you know, it's a cool thought, but it's a scary one too.
Oh
Because
yeah.
yeah, you know, we have a balance currently in our ecosystem, our planet's ecosystem. Introducing new species, we don't know if it's predatorial or invasive or, we don't
Yeah,
know.
but I mean, worse than that. Worse than that, it's radiation is more dangerous than anything else, and if you die from being irradiated, nobody cares. The UFOs, they don't care if you are irradiated, and that's one thing you always have to keep in mind that if there's a spaceship right there, I mean, don't run after the spaceship. You'll get roasted. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So that's what one thing people forget. It's the most dangerous thing is radiation, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I
That's
agree with that.
interesting. Is it still on its way to Jupiter though?
Yeah, it's leaving our, yeah. But tomorrow we'll know for sure if it's like heading towards us or is it going to continue, you know?
Oh, why would it be headed towards us? I thought it was on a clean path to Jupiter.
It changed a couple of weeks ago by about 5 arc degrees. So, like, yeah, but long distance is 5 degrees is a lot, you know? Anyway, but yeah, so we don't know. Tomorrow will be the day that we'll know for sure.
Mm.
Right now it's at the point like hello, we're saying hello to it, but tomorrow we'll know if it's going to continue on or it's going to continue its arcing, towards us. So,
Oh,
Is
well, it's
tomorrow officially winter time? Is that it? So it's a good weird timing.
I
21st,
don't
December 21st is winter. Unless it's November. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, keep us updated in Lulu and in the group chat on Facebook.
Will do.
What about you, Nathan? What have you been up to lately? You said you took a break. I think for because you were stuck in theory or theorizing about new technology, something like that.
Oh no, I take a break, man. I got issues going on, so I'm probably going to take another week off here soon. Trying to get used to new medication the doctor give me, so it's
Yeah.
some days up, some days down. You know what I mean? So trying to make the best of it, but it sucks.
Yeah, the freaking medication, I hate that because you always have side effects. And I do have high blood pressure that is caused by apnea, sleeping apnea. And apnea is caused by a pill that I take for just to make sure I don't have delusions because I had delusions in the past. And just to make sure it's not happening again. But these pills got side effects. And that's I hate that, man. It's like I hate entering this pills world because you
Yeah,
always
but
have side
The
effects.
the biggest percentage of people having sleep apnea, it's because they have a little bit of extra weight. If they were to lose it, the sleep apnea will disappear because the
Yeah.
the level with the
Train.
I'm telling you real science. If that then the breathing opens up and you don't end up with a sleep apnea.
Yeah, but I got a machine right now to. I got the machine today to help me breathe. Um, like a like a CPAP machine, you know. So
Oh, you
tomorrow
got
I
to see
should
that?
be tomorrow I should be smarter than I am right now today.
I got a CPAP machine. They work fantastic, man. It'll take
Yeah.
about 2 to 3 weeks to get used to it. You'll find you'll probably take it off in the middle of the night because it's just bothering you. But it takes a few weeks and then you'll get used to it and you won't even realize you have it on. But
Oh,
like
nice.
I had, like when I went for my sleep test, the doctor sat down with me and he goes, okay, in 1 hour, I stopped breathing 136 times in 1 hour. So I was a prime candidate for having a stroke or a heart attack while I'm sleeping. And he
Yeah.
says, you have to go on this machine. So thank God in Ontario, the government covers 75% of the machine.
Oh, that's
So
good.
the machine costs $1,500, right? So and then my benefits from my job covered the rest of it. So I was able to get the machine paid for. So
Isn't it funny? You said $1,500 here in Quebec is 2,100, but you can deduce.
what?
Yeah, 2,100, but you can deduce um, the test and
Holy cow!
the testing and the rent. You need to rent it for 2 months before you buy it.
Yeah,
So, but
not
you
with
can
me.
deduce
Not
that
with
from the price, so it turns out cheaper. But
yeah.
they
I
increase the
just
price. They increase the price to make it cheaper after. It turns out to be the same thing.
yeah. Yeah, I got mine for 1,500 right off the bat. I purchased it. Then I got the rebate, 75% rebate from the government, and then
And
but it's totally
we don't have it's not covered by the government here, and I'm
I
with
know.
a startup, and
Yeah,
I'm
that
with a
sucks.
startup, so I don't have health insurance, private
Mm,
health
that
insurance, so you're gonna
that
have to pay
sucks.
for it.
What? That's crazy, man. Got to
Yeah.
move to
You
Toronto, man. You get
you guys
75.
have social medicine, right? Like like
Yeah, we have
everybody's
our
covered.
OHIP. It's covered by OHIP, right?
So everybody
Yeah,
has health insurance in Canada.
yeah.
Well, it
Everybody has.
depends on the province too. It's
Yeah,
free in
it
general,
varies.
but details, specialized stuff like that varies from province to
But
province.
you're in, I don't know. I find that weird because you're in Montreal. I'm in, outside of Toronto, and I get 75% off from the
No,
government.
not in Quebec, I guess. I'm gonna
Really?
double check, but nobody,
Yeah,
no, nobody said that so far.
yeah. That's weird. Yeah, because I'm due to get a new machine. I've had my machine for 5 years.
Oh
So
yeah,
you're allowed to get a new machine every 5 years. So yeah, I'll
yeah.
be probably doing that in the new year, get a new machine. But I'm telling you, it's night and day. Like I was getting less than 2 hours sleep at night. Like that's what he was saying to me. Like in an 8 hour sleep, I was lucky to get 2 hours sleep. But there's different levels of sleep. There's four levels. I was going only getting to level two. So I wasn't even getting into like the dream state. So he says, yeah, that's dangerous, man. You know, you could like totally burn out with that.
What
So I
Oh
had to
yeah.
get, I
what
had to,
can you use the old machine for if you get a new one? What could it be used
uh,
for?
you know what? It's all, it gets dirty. The motor gets weaker. The
Mm.
pump inside, it's like a car, right? It breaks down over time. So the lifespan for these machines is only like 5 years. So yeah. So yeah, like I said, you're gonna feel so much better, Philip. I'm telling you. Give it about 3 weeks from now, you're gonna be like, wow, I feel
I feel
so.
like in The Simpsons, at some point there's an episode you have the old people racing in wheelchairs, and I feel like that. Me and you were in wheelchair and we're racing.
Love it.
That's funny.
We're in the X Games later on.
Yeah, me and Phil in the X Games on our wheelchairs, and
Oh, it's great.
And it's about the
Get to the
one who
top of the
doesn't have
ramp,
a
one
heart
hand
attack
down.
before reaching. It's
or
about the
me
one
and
who doesn't have the heart attack before reaching the finish line.
yeah, or me and you go on in our wheelchairs down a half pipe.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Those
Oh man.
videos I see on Facebook are just hilarious, like the Stephen Hawking ones.
Oh my God.
They're
Those are great.
hilarious. They're just like, God, if Stephen Hawking only knew how bad he was getting slammed after he died.
It's
Oh,
sad, like like I think he's one of the greatest physicists, like modern day physicist, and it was a loss for humanity his death. Like I
uh,
think he knew a lot more than they let him
yeah,
say.
he would. Yeah, he wouldn't admit a lot of stuff too. He kind of lived within a box too, right? Some of his theories were kind of like very conservative, you know.
Mm.
Well, all connects to like that higher vibrational frequency of the mind. So he had to like shield himself from the rest of the world in order to, and like it's all.
Like the one thing I did agree that he talked about, the alien stuff. He said it's actually not a good idea to broadcast yourself out there because you don't know if these entities out there that do exist are like, like warmongers. Do you really want to attract a nefarious ET civilization to the planet? You know what I mean? Like, kind of, you have to be responsible, to kind of protect your own space and not allow in, entities that could be nefarious.
So no inviting Godzilla to dinner, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Basically. Yeah.
But
And I kind of agree
regardless,
with that.
like if aliens broadcast a signal, they're gonna know if, even if we answer it or we don't, they're gonna know that there's something there because it absorbs that signal. So it creates
Well,
there's no reflection back on the signal for them, so they know in this space and time, the like the signal bounced back, so they know that there's an object there. We don't even have to do anything for
well,
honestly.
I think aliens already know that there's life out there. It's just a matter of finding them, right? So it wouldn't be a surprise to them that they knew they found something, right? So if they home in on our planet and they come here and they're not coming to our planet with a nice greeting card, you know, you know what I mean? So you don't exactly want to invite, somebody that you don't want to show up at your doorstep.
Next thing you know, you're getting a Stephen Hawking card saying "Get well soon."
Yeah, that's mean. That's really mean. Get well card. Oh my god! Wow.
Oh man.
But yeah, what else was? I'm trying to think if there's something else we've missed. There was
So,
something else.
Lulu, did you get any of those classified email yet? You know,
Me, yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
I keep
okay,
yeah, I've gotten a couple more emails, but they're all for next year. It's like right now so far there's going to be 3, events, but I'm not sure, I think I want to write them before I go this time because it's just I don't know what kind of am I giving them ideas or are they like, I don't know. Like, just tell me what they like. What I'm gonna write them an email. Say, what do you want? Like, do you want to know about this stuff from me, or are you teaching me? So, pick one. Are you learning it from me, or are you teaching it to me? You can't have both. If you want to learn it from me, okay, here, ask your questions. I'll let you know. But if you're teaching me, well, then what if I know more than you? And I think
yeah,
you're wrong on things. So, yeah, I haven't. Like that's kind of the yeah.
yeah. I got one of these utc.co email. I need to read it. I didn't really read it, but um, that's why I was wondering if you got it because I got one, but you are definitely on their map. That's for sure.
Well, it's not me, it's all of us. So I'm not just like by myself. We're part of a group here.
Well,
It's called Faraday Research. He, when I go there, I don't talk about just, me. I talk about, our group, what we're up to, what we,
I'm surprised nobody is trying to contact me at all.
every time that
Well,
yeah.
I'm
you,
surprised nobody has.
you have the orbs. you
Yeah, really.
I mean, the
have the
like
orbs
part of
watching
my
you.
I got protection.
yeah, but every time I get one of those invite, they specifically say, please bring all your group. But
Yeah,
yeah, like it's just a matter of you guys traveling here to, like go and actually talk about this stuff. I mean, this is the people that
yeah,
if we, like we need, funding, to do something big, this is the
right.
group. Yeah. I mean, they're not just in Texas. It just happens that I get the invites because in Texas is closest to me, but I get them
Yeah,
everywhere. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm just surprised. Well, the other thing too is me and Philip are in Canada, right? So because we're across the border, maybe they don't feel that it's in the national security best interest that you start bringing in foreigners into the academic realm in the states, right? So it could be
Oh,
Did,
that
did,
too, Lulu.
did you know that experiments that are done in Canada are not even recognized by the U.S. military? It needs to be done by a U.S. university
Yeah,
or something like
exactly,
that.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like I'm surprised, like even our government or whatever hasn't approached us at all on some of this stuff. But Canada doesn't have a good track record of
what are
you
these?
know,
These are called paper clips.
right?
And, Operation Paperclip, they didn't care
Yeah,
what nationality it was. Science prevails over nationality, over country. If they take the science, they don't care where you come from. Nobody cares. As long as you could deliver. Operation Paperclip is one of the greatest example in history where, you know, science was blind to the nationality or origin, so.
no, or well, that's don't forget that was back in the 40s.
Do you really
So
think all the inventors in the United States government are American?
no,
Do you
yeah,
really think that?
probably less than a half.
Exactly. So,
Probably
but
all.
it's just, I'm telling you, it would be a small percentage that are just Americans. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, like foreign nationals, right? Coming into the country, they say, "Okay, here's your green card. Come work for us," right?
yeah.
So, it's
Yeah,
they
exactly.
didn't care. They didn't care that half the people they brought in on Operation Paperclip were hardcore friggin' SS.
Hmm.
And von Braun was the biggest one. He
I
was
mean,
hardcore
I'm just saying
SS.
that I'm giving an example of the most extreme, you know, where it would be like a complete no, you know, but it does happen, you
Yeah,
know, it has happened. So it has nothing to do with, this is just the cliche paperwork, but when it comes to the real science, all that paperwork is just for, you know, so people don't have something to say. The real deals happen not in the little paperwork, you know, that's the truth. You know,
yeah,
that's why they're called budget projects.
yeah.
The white, you know, ones go through the paperwork
It's behind the
process.
curtain. It's behind the curtain, so nobody else knows what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what's happening in your closet, kids. you know. So yeah, you got a valid point. I think I just never been approached. I know I've had some interesting people talking to me from the states, but other than that, I think the most interesting guy I spoke to, he used to work for DARPA, and then he had a startup back, I guess, about 20 years ago. He's making some pretty high tech submarines.
The most interesting guy you talked to was Jack Sorfetti. No, just kidding.
I don't think no. I've never talked to Jack Sarfati. I'm one of
Yeah.
I'm one of the lucky ones, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not I'm not up to his caliber, man. I don't have a
If you want to
PhD.
lower your IQ, then who
Talk
you
to
have to
Jack
talk to.
Sarfati. I never had the pleasure of talking to him.
You know, APEC is shunning him completely. Now they're calling him a quack and all,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
rest. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened because, you know, like, I don't know, a number of times they, you know, were almost worshiping him. So I don't know why
Yeah.
all of a sudden they just like turned against him.
Oh, he's like Jeremy Reese's best friend.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's like Jeremy Reese is like his long lost grandfather or something.
Yeah, I think I know why. I think I explained to you why, Mike. So I'm not gonna say it publicly, but
Yeah. No, we'll talk about it off air. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just trying to think if there was any other science news. Yeah, I guess the big one out of China is their salt battery, sodium batteries in full production right now. So they're going in cars, people. These sodium batteries are being built now. They're in the factories getting put together.
Oh yeah,
So
there's the Canadian company in Vancouver. They got a quantum battery
right,
since a month ago. Let me find the posted it on
it's probably the
the
same
page
stuff I'm
chat.
working on. Because
Sorry.
this is kind of the same stuff what I'm working on. This power cell, is using quantum tunneling.
Oh yeah. Uh, one sec. I got the video here.
Yeah,
Yeah. Check.
sure. Yeah, share your screen there and we'll check it out.
Share screen. It's a YouTube video. I'll play it very quickly because
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it looks like that.
Oh
And
yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that. Quantum battery. I didn't
very
get the details on it though. Was that a
sorry.
fast charger? Is it like a fast charger?
Yeah, something like that. How it works? It says it's
See, there's still you see there. Is it a lithium type battery? Oh,
um,
by the, oh, by the
I'm
way,
not
my
sure.
cell.
I'll post the link.
The cell that I could charge this thing in about 30 seconds. That's how fast this thing charges.
Yeah,
extremely.
but this is very recent. That's like 2 months
I've seen
ago.
it. Yeah, I
I'll
do
share the
recall
link.
seeing. All right, sounds good.
Here, I'll put it in the private chat.
All right, cool. I'll take a look at that for sure.
Nathan went to bed, I guess.
Yeah, he had to leave.
Yeah.
Okay, I got that. Yeah, it's probably similar to what I'm working on. The key, the holy grail, really is trying to get a battery that has the highest charge density versus how fast to charge it. So, say you could get a car battery that'll get you 1,000 kilometers and take only about 15 minutes to charge. That's the holy grail for EV batteries. So basically, or even, go to your favorite coffee shop, plug it in 30 minutes, your car is fully charged. If you can get, 1,000 kilometers and only take, 15 to 30 minutes to charge it, that's where eventually battery tech will get to. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
Can you
like,
post can you post a link in the public chat?
yeah, I could do that.
I'm still banned from posting in the public chat because of my bad behavior in the past.
Huh? Why? Who did
No, I don't
that?
know. I cannot post in the public chat.
Okay, that's weird. Okay.
You got a fireplace, Lulu?
Yeah, she got a fireplace. Oh, you're on mute.
Oh,
You're muted.
yeah. I was saying I do like it's 40 something degrees here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's freaking snowing at my house right now.
Yeah, it's cold.
It's -10 wind chill. It's freezing.
But it's
yeah,
a gas.
here
It's a natural gas one. It's not like one of the ones
Oh,
that
okay.
like you put the firewood in. Yeah.
Right. Oh, it looks pretty aesthetic. Yeah, I miss those. My parents had
There
a
you go.
house about 25 years ago. They had a house and they had like a wood burning fireplace, and I loved it. That was such a great thing to have a fireplace in the house. Oh, I miss
I love
those.
it.
They don't make them anymore.
It's
All the new
Christmassy.
houses, all the new houses now, especially in Ontario, they
Mhm.
don't put wood fireplaces in. The only way you get a wood fireplace is if you have like a custom built home and you actually have it put in. They, the house builders in Ontario, they don't put in fireplaces. The most you'll get is a gas one like you have.
Mm.
That's about it.
Yeah. It's
So,
quite. I mean, in my old house, I had a one that like because it was an older house.
yeah,
That I put like natural logs in. It was beautiful. Like that wasn't really nice, but it was so messy too. I continuously had to clean the soot and
yeah.
this one, there's not, there's no mess really.
Actually, I can expand off this fireplace thing. I was looking at some old articles from say mid 1700s to like the late 1890s. They were using radium in fireplaces.
Hmm.
It's a radioactive isotope,
Yeah,
but
I
it
know what
was an
that is.
isotope that they were using for years and years, and it would burn for like several days using this radium material. And after about 1900, they took it out of circulation. They got rid of it. Like you can heat a whole house with a little cube of radium.
What is the in the there's a brand that's called, I think it's called Rado. I think they put radium in it as the
No, it might be tritium. I think
tritium.
yeah, tritium is
It's like an
another.
old brand, like a really old one.
Yeah, it's probably tritium. Yeah,
Okay.
like even now, tritium is a controlled substance. It's a nuclear isotope. Now, like NASA, they've made nuclear batteries using tritium.
Hmm.
They last, I think their half life on tritium is 14 to 16 years, right? So, yeah. See, some people in the chat were saying radium is really bad radioactively. Apparently not. They were using it all the time, and people weren't dying from it. It was wide circulation of using radium, and then they just took it off the market. They banned it. As soon as the petroleum industry started. Same thing with Henry Ford in his first car that he made that was internal combustion ran on hemp oil. And what happened after that? Well, they banned hemp. Actually, Henry Ford made a whole car made out of hemp. You could see it on YouTube. I saw this movie about it. The whole car was made of hemp.
Hmm.
That they were taking like sledgehammers, and they were smashing the car with the sledgehammer, and the panels on the car wouldn't dent, they wouldn't break, they wouldn't do anything because they were made of hemp.
Instead
And
of
then,
like fiberglass.
and it was totally 100% biodegradable too. So
Oh
they
yeah.
said, no, we can't have this. This is a good thing. We can't have that, and they banned hemp, right? So, but it's
Uh,
kind of ironic. It's kind of ironic too. Like from the 1700s to 1890s, the first vehicles on the road weren't internal combustion. They were all electric. They're electric powered. Like I seen they had a car. I shit you not. You would drive up to a parking spot instead of doing like a parallel park. You didn't
yeah.
have to. They had these wheels that pop down, and the thing would just go sideways.
I think that's
You
the
know,
coolest thing of all times. I saw that. Like like it's
and
ingenious.
and
How hard
apparently,
it is to pair it, like,
yeah,
to park
parallel
between two.
park,
Yeah, like
yeah,
it's really hard. That would
and
be so much easier. Like
and
time.
apparently they had some electric cars in the late 1800s that were self-driving. They were autonomous. I'm like, what? Are you
Oh
kidding
yeah.
me?
Where did you see that?
It was on YouTube. They were showing old pictures of these cars. They were electric powered and they were autonomous. There were no driver. They
How?
were driving themselves.
Hmm.
How? That's a very big question. I want to know how the heck they were doing it. It's kind of like this Tartaria thing, where there's kind of like this technology back in the early to late 1700s to like the 1890s, and then right after 1900, all this stuff got slashed, disappeared.
I was
No,
watching
they
a video
no,
about,
they weren't on tracks. These cars were not on tracks. They were
well,
autonomous. John Bigman in the chat there was saying, "Yeah, no, they weren't slot cars. No, I watched the video. There was no slots in the ground. I was amazed. I couldn't believe what I was looking at, and going, when was this? 1790? I'm like, what? It's like, what the heck? Where did this tech go? And the other crazy one that I heard about this week too, they had an interview with a NASA engineer, and they were talking about going back to the moon and stuff, and they go, well, apparently we've lost all the technology. How can you lose a technology?
Yeah, no.
Like,
That's the
what the
stupidest.
heck?
That's the stupidest excuses I never heard.
Yeah,
I ever
like,
heard. Even if it's you lose it, what was the problem? You can't reproduce it. You can't recreate it.
yeah, like it does not make sense at all. Totally does not make sense whatsoever. It's crazy. Like you lose a technology from the 60s, and now we have way better engineering, like way better tech, and we still can't get to the moon. And then the other one is they had a NASA engineer admit on camera and said, well, we'll make it back to the Earth, but we have to figure out how to get through the Van Allen belt first because of the high radiation level. There's about 30 miles. Sorry, it was at 300 miles stretch of the Van Allen belt that's like lethal to the human body. So you would have to go almost at light speed through the Van Allen belt in order to survive that. It'd be like getting an x-ray from your doctor for about 30 minutes sitting right in front of the x-ray machine. So if they were to go through the Van Allen belt with the technology back in the 60s, by the time they got through the Van Allen belt, they'd be all fried. They'd be dead.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I still don't believe the astronauts went to the moon. I don't believe it at all. I think it was completely 100% hoax.
Yeah, for the Cold War or whatever.
It was all a hoax. It was all BS. It was just, Cold War era. It was, competing against the Russians and all that. I think the Russians were way ahead of the U.S. back then, and when it came to space. Well, they
Yeah.
put Sputnik up there first, and they were first in a lot of stuff when it came to
They made a satellite that got close to the sun, I think. I mean, the Russian back in the 50s or 60s.
Oh yeah, it wasn't Sputnik.
Yeah.
No, it was,
Yeah.
no, Sputnik was the very first human-made satellite that made it into orbit.
Yeah.
So it's like, you almost can't even trust anything that's coming out of the government. Like, really, honestly, what has NASA really done in the last 50 years other than the shuttle program? Like, oh, they say, oh, yeah, we're doing breakthrough science. Well, I haven't seen anything. The last thing you guys did was the Artemis, and they put they tried to land a vehicle from Artemis on the moon, and the freaking thing fell over and then
Yeah.
died.
It's like
You know?
it's like the LQB drive or something like that. I
Oh,
mean,
the Alcubierre? Yeah.
yeah, it was kind of it requires an enormous amount of energy, but every 5 years or so, there's always like this article that says, "Oh, we finally found it. We finally found how to make the LQB drive," but it's just a hype because they just want to get grants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's all about getting a grant.
yeah, exactly, free money from the government.
If I had even just a third of the money that they get, what I could do with that. Like half the
Yeah,
stuff I work with is like scraps compared to what, they got these fancy laboratories and
D- d-
access to all the, parts and stuff,
we can get money like you from, okay, so people that have a lot have to pay a lot of taxes, but if they say that they don't want to pay the taxes directly to the IRS and they want to invest it in an R&D research and development group for science per se,
It's tax
the gov
credits.
yeah, so the government allows them. So we could go
Yeah.
to these big, commercial companies, instead of them giving it to, the IRS directly, they could fund a group. So we don't necessarily have to use the government if we wanted,
The only way we would get that money, Lulu, is if we're part of that academic community.
no, I'm not
They
talking
keep
about an academic community. I'm talking about a commercial one. They could care less about academia.
commercial.
They care about the money. How much are they going to make money off of it? So they don't care about
Okay.
that academic. That's
Well,
why.
maybe, yeah.
So
Yeah.
remember, commercial is they don't care about how things go. Government, there's more, rules on the process because they want to, have it 100% accurate. With like the commercial world, they're in for a quick buck, in and out, in and out, like this is going to
Yeah.
make them money, and that's it, you know? So yeah, if, we can't do it like the government way, which I think we could. There's always another option, and it doesn't cost anybody a penny, these companies, because for them it's a write-off.
Yeah.
They're not like putting anything out of their pocket. It's just, instead of it giving it to Uncle Sam, they give it to our group.
Yeah.
you know
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Like I said,
go to one of these classified top secret conference. Go tell the the organizer, "Where's my money?" Say, where's my money?
As a lot of those guys, that's all they think about. They could have like a research project, but they'll say, "Oh yeah, we're trying to figure out, say, quantum tunneling, right?" So they have their engineers, they get their funding from the government, and they come up with ideas and all this stuff. But the guy who is the head of the research department will make sure that nobody makes the breakthrough. So when it comes up for renewal, they say, okay, we need more funding again and kind of keep that perpetual
Yeah,
paycheck
the
coming
vicious
in, right?
circle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it,
the
like
vicious circle.
they're specifically they'll get close, but they'll never get the actual total uh, um, what do you call the answer to their research because they don't want to because if they did then their funding gets cut off, so they
Yeah,
just want to keep that perpetual money
exactly.
coming in, right?
So they
Yeah,
give them the information like with a little dropper at a time, just a
Yeah,
bit,
but
yeah,
it's like
exactly,
just a bit.
just a little
it,
bit. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like the department, the department of the Canadian government. They have a certain amount of money to spend. So, and if they spend less, the government is gonna give them less. So they want to spend it all on useless
yeah,
stuff. So if
yeah,
they have extra money, they're gonna buy like chairs they don't need or
yeah,
whatever crap they don't need. So there's a huge waste of money in the
yeah,
Canadian government.
yeah, massively on stupid projects. Like I've seen some of the stuff that was funded. What? How to make a bigger tomato? They got like something
Yeah,
like $500,000 how to make
yeah. You want to hear
tomato
the more this? You want to hear this
Bigger
the
tomato?
creepiest one? They
grow
were
tomato.
investing in beans in Africa to make it
Yeah.
to make it eco friendly. Can you believe that? They spent like
Yeah.
millions of dollars, not even in our country, in Africa, for crying out loud, to
Yeah.
make eco friendly beans so we don't fart and pollute the atmosphere. Can you believe that?
I know. It's ridiculous. It's totally crazy. Some of these stupid programs that get funded like millions of dollars, and then we can't get 1 cent out of the government for something that's
Yeah,
actually.
and it all works by connections because it's the same thing with startups. If you try to get supported by an public incubator and you don't know anybody in the government, they don't care about you. But if you because I applied like 6 times to the public incubator, they spit on me 6 times. I go to a private one and they said, "Wow, your technology is very fascinating." The MVP software I wrote, and now the public incubator. I presented them an investor, and after that they said, "Oh, by the way, if you want to enter, we're just gonna welcome you." Because I presented them a VC, so now they're welcoming me. So I said, get lost. I don't want to hear about you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, Bernie, you're not partying tonight? What's going on?
No, too cold. Too cold. It's
Cool.
minus 20 something outside again. It's like, yeah, I'm good staying indoors.
Yeah.
And it's my
Minus
mom's
20. Holy
birthday. My
crap!
mom's birthday
It's
today.
snowing here.
Happy birthday, Mom.
It's just
It's
minus
snowing.
3 here in Montreal.
Yeah. The
Oh,
wind
that's
chill's like
t-shirt
minus.
weather.
Yeah. Yeah. Really. Yeah. Yeah. We got a wind chill of like -10 right now in Toronto.
That's hoodie weather.
Cold
That's
enough.
hoodie weather.
Cold enough for me, man. My old
Right?
body can't take the cold anymore.
It's 51 degrees here.
Yeah, that's not,
Whatever that means, Fahrenheit. Just kidding.
that's
That's like what, 20-ish
51?
or something?
no.
Did you
That's
know that
18.
It's in the 30s.
It makes sense, but did you know that Americans they still use the non-metric
Imperial.
instrument system because it, 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 protects the local technology, so they cannot be invaded by foreigners technology, like for foreign cars or foreign. They need to be converted, So that's why they do stuff like that. So, because in case people wonder why they didn't change their system yet, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing with different languages. If you go to Europe, you have all these little countries. They all have different language. But why don't they speak all the same language? Is to protect their local economy and their local culture more than anything else. It makes sense.
Right. Well, that's why Quebec is still all French, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're like the little
Europe is
in Asterix and Obelix, the little town that didn't get conquered by the Romans yet, and we
yeah,
we yeah, and we live on the magic potion and we survive like that.
buddy. Buddy, because it's true. God
Bernie,
bless
did you see
Quebec.
my new power cell?
I was
solid
listening.
state
I didn't
electrolyte?
quite see it yet.
Yeah,
Look at
it's only
that,
about
eh?
solid state completely, and it's rechargeable.
Chargeable, completely solid state, and it's
Yeah.
about a centimeter thick, eh?
Yeah, and I plan to get it a lot thinner. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
So I've got most of the materials. There's one new element that I have to purchase. It's a little pricey. It's about $130 for like 200 grams. It's expensive. Yeah.
That'll happen, I guess, right? But the cost of development.
Yep. Kind of the last element I really need in it.
Sorry, just trying to find some pictures of my 6-foot lettuce plant because you're saying they're giving out money to grow bigger tomatoes. How about my lettuce? Give me that money. Somewhere. Uh-oh. There. Oh, there's one of it. It's not quite. It's only 3 feet in this picture, but that'll do for now because it was earlier in the season.
I've seen a lot of stuff you had when I was there.
Yeah. And so
I
this
think
was
I'm the only guy. I think I'm the only guy in the whole group that actually went to your place.
You are. I guess I trust you, Mike, or you trust me, or one or the other. So here it was in. This is a few years old, but it was in the end of July. This lettuce plant. So this is Swiss chard. These are other lettuce, regular sized lettuce in the garden, and then this one that I gave the purple monoatomic gold a little bit to at the start of the growing season, and you can see it's still a normal head of lettuce as it's growing up, and then the stalk is all the lettuce that we have already harvested off of this plant so far in that year, and we ended up getting about 30 salads off of this one lettuce plant alone. And by the end of
You're doing electroculture?
no electroculture, just the ionic gold water, and that this one I used a little bit of the actual monoatomic gold and silver powder itself on the plant. And yeah, so those are broken off from full leaves that we harvested and ate many salads off of this one lettuce plant. And then by the end of September, early October, it had grown to 6 feet tall. You can see it's like the same size as the sunflowers there.
Yeah,
and yeah, absolutely insane how big it grew. So then, Yeah, normal lettuce, and then how big it got. Right from the garden. Here I am. So, right, I used the ionic water, then I'd fill it back up on these plants. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, Bernie, Elijah's in the chat. We should get him on the show on Boxing Day. We're going to do a show.
Yeah, absolutely. Elijah, I did email you the link for tonight's show, but not sure if you were able to make it. But definitely next week, please do join.
Yeah, Boxing Day. Yeah, the 26th was next Friday. So, yeah, just let everybody know in the chat, anybody who's listening, we are doing a show on December 26th, which is Boxing Day. So, if you want to tune in next Friday, that'd be great.
Bernie, this is really cool, your garden. I really like it. Like, this is awesome.
Thank you. So here they are starting to bolt, but
that was an early growth stage, right? That was the early pictures.
Yeah, this is the end of the season.
How about the bugs? How about the bug situation? Did it control the bugs?
Oh yeah, there's like zero pests on the vegetable garden when using this water, and the monoatomic's quite healthy. And the rest of the plants that I'd use just the ionic water on, like you can see, it's still very huge. They grow about 2 to 3 times the size that they regularly would with normal water. And this secret garden is my backyard. Oops, can I pause it? Oh, darn it. Trying to show. Here you go. So here you can see this massive kale plant as well. That one I also gave a little bit of the gold to, as well as this massive one in the back. And then I used the ionic water on them. Sadly, you can't see really the 6-foot lettuce plant because it's in the back, but it fell over, and about 3 feet of it is horizontal at this point, and then the other 3 feet sticking.
It just kind of collapsed under its own weight, or
exactly. So there it is, like bolting with the flowers at the end, but it's like it goes there and then all the way to here. So it literally was a 6-foot plant.
Yeah, you should do electroculture, man. I don't know why you haven't done that yet. You should.
Well, that's next season. I did the agricultural alchemy first, where just testing the water to get those results.
Combination of both.
And then exactly next year.
Did you know that if you add a magnetic field, the plants are going to grow faster?
Yeah, exactly. There's also magnetic or magnetoculture as well, right? That both are have the effects with it. Quite something. How much more they'll grow. Ooh, now we're looking at some silver with nano coating on it.
Yeah.
Monatomic gold, nano gold. So this is freshly harvested nano and monoatomic gold from the reaction. And absolutely, Elijah, 100%. Oh,
that's awesome, Bernie. I'm going to go because I need to pick up something at the store before it closes.
Yeah, we're going to be signing off very soon here. Thanks again, Philip. Have a good Christmas if I don't talk to you. And
thanks,
Happy
you
New Year
too.
and all that kind of stuff. Thank you.
And Bernie, don't try to stay alive and don't party too much during the Christmas time.
Oh man, that's the least of my concerns for staying alive. We like being alive. We love being alive. But I don't think it's partying that would kill me. I just go out and dance and drink water. I don't even drink alcohol anymore. I'm more worried about government, interest groups, the murder of top fusion scientists
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cheers.
Merry
Okay.
Christmas. Much
Thanks.
love, Phil.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Here we got the classic ionic gold water frozen in the ice cube, and every single time when it's ionic gold, you see these field lines, the exclusion zones of clear water, and then bubble, clear water, bubbles, clear water, bubbles, and it does these
like
same
a wave.
concentric circles when it's ionic gold every time.
It's like a wave, right? It's creating
Yeah.
a wave. That's cool.
Oh.
Guys, you had so many bottles in there. I was confused on half the stuff you had in there.
Yeah, I got countless reactions of electrochemistry going on and different monodiatomics, monomolecules, and all sorts of stuff. This is an interesting reaction because it's all copper, but the top half you're having hydrides form, the orange, and then the bottom half you're having the oxides form. So you have straight charge separation within the reaction. And then it turns into the red and pink copper states of hydrides as the reaction continues on. So yeah, so here's a close-up. So as it continued, you have, and this is all the same copper coil, like it's all the same anode, and the bottom half oxidizing in the blue, and then the top half growing in this red hydride state that's extremely reactive. And I showed last night in my presentation I did on my channel where when you take this copper, the red hydride out of water, and you dry it, then I wrapped it in aluminum foil, and it literally burnt through the aluminum. It just dissolves it and creates massive heat. And at one point, even some flame came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. Again,
Interesting.
yeah,
Anyways, we're gonna square up here for the night. Everybody can join us next week on December 26th, Boxing Day. We'll have a show at 9 o'clock Eastern. Everybody who's listening, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll see everybody next week.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year. And happy birthday, Mom.